Okay, so let's have a look at the second working then for Mike McMahon 2014. It says provide for depreciation on vans at an annual rate of 10% of cost from the date of purchase to the date of sale. So what they'll give you then is they'll tell you that they've sold a van and they've bought a van. So note on the 31st of the 3rd, 2013, that's important for calculating the depreciation. A delivery van which cost $40,000 on the 30th of 9th, 2010. That's also important for calculating the depreciation, was traded in against a new van costing $46,000. So our new van is $46,000. The van that we sold is $40,000. An allowance of $16,000 was given on the sale of the old van. So that's telling us that this $40,000, we got $16,000 for it. So we didn't pay the full $46,000. So that's going to be taken into consideration when we need to recalculate our profit and loss and calculate the purchase figure down below. The check for this net amount of this transaction was entered in the bank account, which is grand, but was incorrectly treated as a purchase of trading stock. So what it's saying here is when we bought this new van, that the person looking after our books put it into our purchase account and didn't take it away or add it into our value of our assets. So we should take it out of our purchase account because it's wrong. These are the only entries made in the book in respect of this transaction. So when we do this transaction, there's 5 steps involved in it. So the first step is find the value of the vans for this year. So that's going to be the value of the vans we have in the profit in the trading account. Add on the new van that we bought, take away the old van. Find the depreciation for the van for this year, for all the vans for this year. That's going to go into your profit and loss and your selling distribution. Then find the cumulative depreciation. That's going to go into your balance sheet as a trading asset or a tangible asset. Step number 4, did you make a profit or loss? If you made a profit, it's going to go to add operating income in the profit and loss account. And if you made a loss, it's going to go to the profit and loss as an expense in your selling distribution. And the last step then is to adjust the purchase figure. So once again, like we did in the previous adjustment for your goods in transit, write the steps or write the accounts that needs to be adjusted and posted and stick them up somewhere, because this one comes up all the time. So this one is really, really important. Alright, so the 4 steps that we need to do. Now, I use T accounts for this. The reason I do that is because it helps with the question, the 60 mark question, which is the disposal of a fixed asset. So if you do it this way, it's going to help you with that question. Okay, there is another way that you can do it by just adding and subtracting, but I prefer to use this. So if that question does come up, it kind of gives you an opportunity to answer that question as part of question 2. So the first step, find the value of the vans for this year. So we know the vans are an asset. So I'm going to go and find out what is the value of my vans on the trial balance. So I go back to my trial balance. My delivery vans, it says cost 90,000. So if that's an asset, it's going to go on the credit side. So 90,000 is going to go on my credit side. Then I need to adjust it for the van that I sold and the van that I bought. So it's telling us here, a delivery van which cost 40,000 was traded in against a new van costing 46,000. So this 40,000 is a van I'm getting rid of. So to reduce my assets, I'm going to put it on the credit side. Okay, and that amount is for 40,000. Now the double entry is you're going to credit your vans and I'm going to debit my disposal account with the same amount. That's the first thing. So I've got my opening balance. It's an asset. It goes on the debit side. I'm reducing my vans now because I got rid of a van costing 40,000. So I'm going to stick that on the credit side. And now the new van that I bought, which cost me 46,000, I'm going to increase my assets. I'm going to put 46,000 on the debit side. And that's going to help me find the value of the vans for this year. That's going to go into the balance sheet as a tangible asset. So I'm going to add up my debit side. Remember, when we're balancing our accounts, debits and credits must equal. So to get my balancing figure on the credit side, I'm going to take this 136,000. I'm going to take away this 40,000. So it's going to be 136,000 minus 40,000. And that's my balancing figure now, because when I add the two sides, they should be the same. So I've got 136,000. So that balancing figure that I've here, that figure then is going to go into my balance sheet as a tangible asset. That's the first one. Find the value of the vans for this year. Second one then, it says find the depreciation for the vans for this year. So the cumulative depreciation, we know in our balance sheet is going to be cost minus your cumulative depreciation gives your net book value. So my cumulative depreciation, my balance will always go on the credit side. So I'm going to go back to my trial balance, find out what the depreciation is. So for my vans, so my cost is 90,000. They're now worth 78,000. So the difference between the two of them is my depreciation. So 90,000 minus 78,000. My depreciation so far is 12,000 on all my vans. Next thing I need to do, I need to find out of this van of 40,000, how much of that is depreciation, because that's not part of my accumulated depreciation anymore, because I've gotten rid of that vehicle that we have. So I'm going to do a little adjustment down here. So what I'm going to need to do for this, I'm going to need to find out the months that I had the van for. I'm going to multiply that by the rate, and then I'm going to multiply that by the value. So that's going to be my formula to help me find out what is my cumulative depreciation. So in the question, it said that I bought the van on the 30th of the 9th, 2010. So I got the 10, 11, 12. So I got 3 months in 2010. So the 30th of the 9th, 2010 to the 31st of the 12th, 2010. That's going to give me 3 months. Then I have the 1st of the 1st, 2011. The 31st of the 12th, 2011. That's going to give me 12 months. Got the 1st of the 1st, 2012 to the 31st of the 12th, 2012. It's going to give me 12 months. Then I got the 1st of the 1st, 2013. I'm just going to check when do we sell. So we sold on the 31st of the 3rd, 2013. So I got 3 months here for that. So the 1st of the 1st, 2010 to the 31st of the 3rd, 2013. That's going to be 3 months. So we're going to add these up to see how long we had it for. So how many months do we have this van for? So we had this van for 30 months. So we're going to take the months, so 30 divided by 12. Multiply by the rate in the question, tells us 10%. Multiply the value of the van that we just sold, which is 40,000, because we have that in here, 40,000, which we got rid of. So when we do a sum for that, that's going to give us the value of the vans that we just sold for depreciation. So it's going to be 10,000. That's the 10,000 for the depreciation in the vans. So we need to take that out of our depreciation, cumulative depreciation account, and that's going to go into our disposal account for 10,000. So we're going to debit our cumulative depreciation to reduce the balance, and then in our disposal account, we're going to credit 10,000. Okay, so that's finding out the cumulative depreciation for the van that we just sold. The next thing to find out is the depreciation for this year. So we've got 3 counts. We've got the value of our vans that we have taken away at disposal, which is 50,000. So this year, okay, we're going to have all the vans, which is going to be 90,000, which is the value of all our vans. Take away 40,000, which is the value of the van that we just sold. So our vans are worth 50,000. Then we got the van that we have for the first 3 months of this year, which was this 40,000. So if we go back to the question, it said that on the 31st of the 3rd, 2014, so we had this van worth 40,000. We had it for 3 months of this year. So we're going to have to use that depreciation. So it's going to be 3 months. And that's going to be worth 40,000. And then the new van that we bought is going to be for 9 months. And that's going to be your 46,000. From the question itself, so we bought a new van for 46, we bought that on the 30th of 9th, so we had that for, because we bought the new van on the 9th, we had it for 9 months. So we're going to take these figures, we're going to multiply it by the rate, so that's going to multiply that by 10%, because it's for the full year. So we multiply each one of these by 10%, because that's the rate of depreciation. And then for the first one, we're going to multiply it by 3/12, because that's how long we've had it for. And the second one then, we're going to multiply that by 9/12, because that's how long we had that vehicle for. So we're going to multiply these out, so 50,000 So our depreciation for this year that goes into your profit and loss account then is 9,400. So that 9,450 then will go up here on the credit side, because we're going to increase our accumulated depreciation. 9,450. That figure then will go into your profit and loss account in your balance sheet as part of selling and distribution. So now we're going to balance off our accumulated depreciation account to find the balance that goes into your balance sheet as part of your tangible assets. So we've got 21,450 on the credit side. We're going to take away what's on the debit side, and that's going to give us our balancing figure. So that figure then is the balancing figure, and that figure will go into your profit and loss account as a tangible asset in the accumulated depreciation. Now we have to find out whether you made a loss or not on the value of an asset. So it tells in the question that our allowance is 16,000. So that's going to be part of the value that we got. So we got an allowance 16,000. So we need to find out what's on the debit and credit side. So we got 40,000 on the debit side. We've only got 36,000 on the credit side. So if the balance is on the credit side, it's a loss. And it's a loss of 14,000. And that 14,000 then goes into your profit and loss account as part of your selling and distribution. If it was a profit, it would be on the debit side, and that then will go into your ad operating income. So it's 14,000 then goes into your profit and loss in your selling and distribution. The reason this is a loss is that if we brought this down to the debit side in the profit and loss account, it'll be on the debit side. So debit, that'll be an expense to the business. And if there's a profit here, you'd be bringing it down to the credit side of your trading account, so it'd be an income. And the last one then is to adjust your purchases. So remember step number 5, to adjust your purchases. So we have the purchases open up already. So your amount's going to be, which is this amount here. It's the check that we wrote. So the check is going to be the difference between the value of the asset, which is 46,000, and the allowance, which is 16,000. So we didn't write the check for the full amount of the 46,000. So you need to take the 16,000 away from it. So 46,000 minus 16,000. That's going to give us the amount we wrote the check for. That check shouldn't be in our purchase account. So you need to take that check out. So we're going to reduce it. So our new purchase figure is going to be 540,400. So that's the 5 steps to depreciation. Remember, that is an important one. You need to know what it is. Step 1, find the value of the vans for this year. Step 2, find the value of the depreciation for this year. Step 3, find the value of the cumulative depreciation. Step 4, did you make a profit or loss? And step 5, adjust the purchase figure. Write it on a post-it stick it up somewhere and keep practicing it.